trading ego gets in the way, and we assume that there's only one correct way to trade, and that everyone else that is trading a different way is wrong. And as you get more experience and you interact with more people, I'm sure you guys have seen this being on the platform and whatnot, it's that you understand that everyone trades slightly different, and there's no best way overall, meaning there's no door that says this is the best way to trade and everyone's going to fit inside of that. The best way to trade is the way that works for you as a person. And it started off by, I shared a post the other day. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. I'll bring it over to you guys. It was a post I saw on Twitter that talked about being comfortable with losing money. Right? Did you guys see this? Let me know what you think. I'll just read it to you. If you make 50K trading in a year, and I would say this, think about it, the general concept. I think some people took it too literally, but just think about the general concept of this. If you make 50K trading in a year, do you realize how much you lose to make that 50K? The truth is that you probably make 300K throughout the year and lose 250K along the road, which makes you 50K total. Learn to lose. It's really common. You won't make the 300 until you find peace with the 250. Now, what do you guys think about that statement? Opinions, thoughts. Stuart says deep. Latch says I like it. Naomi said I don't really get the numbers wise. See, Naomi, you didn't listen. I said think about it in general. See, Naomi, listen. I know that's the type of person you are. You're very literal, right? The general concept is, right, the last part, right? Learn to lose. It's really common. You won't make 300 until you find peace with losing 250. And again, some people got caught up over the numbers. That's why Naomi's saying, wait a minute. So that risk reward doesn't sound right. 300K to 250K, whatever like that. Again, the general concept is that we just don't make money, right? Our profit is, we don't look at a profit statement, right? We look at a P&L statement, profit and loss. So you have to be very comfortable with losing. I was looking at mine this morning, right? And where did I put it? And I was looking at my total, my gross win, my gross loss, and all that stuff, right? So my gross wins were over 2,000 pips, right? Over 2,000 pips. What do you think my gross losses are? $5K, no, not $5K. Yeah, 1,000 or so, right? So it's again, obviously the numbers are different from 300K and losing 250K along the way, but I've made over 2,000 pips this year. But in order to make those I've made 2,000 over 2,000 pips this year, but along the road I've lost 1,000 pips or so, putting me right in the middle total. And that's trading. You learn. I've never actually. I've been so 55%. Well, I'm about 66% win this year. So I'm up on my win percentage a lot. I have just taken a very little amount of trades. I've taken not a lot of trades at all this year. Only 59 trades for this year, which is pretty down, which is about half of what I usually take. But the point is, you win and you lose. That is the game. You go up, you go down. It's just like an equity curve. And you guys notice an equity curve just doesn't go from the bottom left to the top right. It wiggles. It goes up. You gain some, you give some back. You gain some, you give some back. You have to be comfortable with those drawdowns in order to make it to your next extensions. Because if you're not comfortable with those drawdowns, you'll never get past them. You'll bail, you'll quit, you'll panic, and you'll never give yourself the opportunity to win. Right? You'll never give yourself the opportunity to win. You can't make a basket if you don't shoot it. You can't make a basket if you don't shoot it. So, but started getting into a conversation. It went well, blah, blah, blah. And then, down here you can see the back and forth this morning about a guy was complaining about the numbers. And I was trying to be like, well, it's the general concept that matters, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, it shouldn't be that way. Here was the funny moment I had at the end. He's like, it shouldn't be that way. You're telling me that. This was going about just trading philosophy, where it's like, it doesn't matter what you trade as long as the trader is comfortable with it, then that's all that matters. If you're comfortable with having a 10% win percentage and you make profit, then guess what? Who are we to judge that trader? Am I right there? Right? If Stewart has a system that says, hey, it wins 10% of the time, but it makes profit. Now, I wouldn't trade that system in a million years. But if it works for him, then guess what? If it's profitable for him, then it's the best system for him. And the trader was talking about, no, there's no best. You're telling me that if you spend 6 years or six hours a day in front of a chart, that's a better system than someone trading blah, 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 like that. And I was like, and I gave the example. I said, well, what if I had a system based on the weekly weather forecast? And I had numbers that proved that system outperforms your system. Should you then bail on your system and trade mine because it's better? And we'll see what type of response I get from that. But we gotta eliminate this idea of there being a best. There is no best. The only thing that is the best is what is the best for you. What allows you to make the profit that you want to make? What allows you, more importantly, what works the best with your psychology and your beliefs, and what is something that allows you to consistently trade it? Because again, if you just, I've done this before. I've had systems, mechanical systems that I've traded that have by far outproduced, right, on paper, backtesting, have outproduced anything I'm trading right now. I could not trade them live though. I could not make it more than a few months trading them live because every single time I would break down and make mistakes because they didn't mesh with my philosophy. They didn't mesh with my personality. I couldn't deal with the drawdowns and the missed, the quote unquote missing out on profits. I couldn't deal with all of that stuff. So what's the point of having this great system if you can't actually extract profits from it, consistent profits from it, long-term consistent profits from it? It's pointless. Pointless. No point at all. So it's not the best. Now for Ross, maybe Ross is like, oh yeah, I can trade it all day, every day, twice on Sundays. That could be the best system for Ross. Not the best system for me. And that's what we have to find, the best system for us.